so much for joining me today. Hopefully my videos will get better and better as we go. So today's layout is about a picture from my prom, my senior high school prom. I actually did get to go with my husband, whom I've been married with 29 years. And so what you're seeing me do right now is I'm searching through my Teresa Collins collection. It's actually kind of old, but I thought it went perfect here. It's got this gorgeous wood grain that I really wanted to use. And then I noticed the backside had like this turquoise color that matches my dress. And you guys, I don't know if you can really tell here, but I had this gown, I guess might be the best word. I thought I looked like a Southern belle. I cut out the part where I cut all the little papers down. I just didn't think you wanted to sit and watch me do that. But basically, I was looking to build a bunch of layers, and I used that turquoise, this black and kind of creamy white. I don't even know what that's called, diamond pattern, and then I had this gorgeous floral that I thought was just beautiful. And I created the paper layers under the photo, and then on the left side, I created some vertical borders with those same papers. And here I've gone through some of the border stickers and found a horizontal border sticker, and then I cut a pink polka dot as like a shelf to hold the photograph. And here I'm also looking through there's a great, it's a really robust collection. It had these punch outs, it has stickers, it had chipboard, it had the whole nine yards. Um, Interestingly, it also had these pre-cut borders. You'll see me kind of thumb through those, I think, maybe later, or maybe I already did it. But it's all different kinds of borders. It was really neat. So here I've decided to ink the edges of all the papers with the Distress Oxide. I think it's something smoke. I'm sorry, I don't remember the title and it's not in front of me. So I ink all the edges of the paper, and then I'm going to adhere those down in how I had them laid out. So my senior prom, as I mentioned, I did get to go with my husband today. Of course, we weren't married at the time. We had met, believe it or not, at McDonald's. We both worked at McDonald's. We were teenagers with teenage jobs, and I just thought he was the cutest thing ever. At the time this photo was taken, we had been dating about, I don't know, a year and a half, I think, at that point. We started dating, I was 16. Is that not ridiculous? Um, and to be honest, he was 19. And so to be honest with you, I would never let my daughter do that today. I cut out some of the other portions there that I thought were a little bit boring, but it did have a bunch of cut aparts, which I thought were just beautiful. It has a gold flocking, I guess, or it's glitter, but it's adhered to it. So it's this glitter uh, effect to the paper. I took this cut apart here and I cut out this round oval thinking I'll use that as some type of a title or journaling spot. That does not make it on the page. I just decided that didn't look right. Um, at the moment, I'm honestly not sure what I'm doing. I'm off camera, obviously. Oh, looking for the title font. So I wanted to call it Prom, and I thought those big letters might work really well. And then I thought, no, that's way too big. So I end up with these stickers, these little gold stickers, small letters, and I entitle this Prom 90. You guys, 1990 was only like 10 years ago, right? I mean, that's literally what I tell myself. I think about it, and I cannot believe as I'm recording this video, in 2 days it'll be 2020, which means it will have actually been 30 years ago. That is ridiculous. Um, anyway, so I'm making the title here Prom 90. I don't put 1990 because honestly, I might could use that 19 at another layout. So I figured 90 is good enough. And you'll see I'm kind of farting around with it. And of course, I pedal with it some more. Inevitably, you guys, I'm going to move things by the millimeter. I don't really know why. Does it really matter in the long run that it's in a millimeter different location? Probably not. Okay, so I'm going back through again, just looking for the goodies I want to stick on the page. This is the fun part, right? So I found this really cute. Well, I wouldn't say it's cute necessarily, but it kind of speaks to what I'm wanting to talk about, which is there's nowhere else I'd rather be, which obviously, if I'm still married to the individual in this picture, I must have decided that long ago. I'm going through the chipboard. There's some great little phrases. There's little buttons. They're not real buttons, obviously. They're chipboard buttons, but they're great. And I love this love story chipboard piece here. I do find on this punch out page, there's some labels that are great little holding spots for the embellishments. I mean, honestly, guys, this kit was just chock full of goodies. Um, and for it being an older kit, it's surprisingly robust. Um, so I decide on this punch out. I find these little banners here, and I'm going to create a banner situation underneath the shelf. That pinked edge, I guess, if you want to call it that, the little triangle edge border, that was a sticker from the sticker sheet. I try a couple of different shapes here. I try the banner, I try a little triangle, I try, I think, a square at one point, or like a rectangle, and I end up that little triangle piece with the flower doesn't make it. I just don't like the way that looks. It looks stupid. So take that off, and in just a moment I realize I don't like it. And I tried upside down, and I know that doesn't work either. So I've got these two pink banners. I give up on that for the moment, and then I tried something else, and then I came back to it. I'm like, no, there's got to be another piece. I think I may have actually trimmed the long one and then made it a little shorter, and then just kept my own little banner there. There's a little pink journaling spot. I lay that there. I find this circle with this. All the patterns are in little stripes on the circle, or the little. It's got little pinked edges. I guess, is that what you say? Um, that just match all the patterns. I think it's great. And I've got some more phrase here that says happy. Again, sorry, excuse me. It's kind of speaking to um, the in my mind, this is speaking to the fact that I'm still with the person I'm in this photo with, and we are so young. And I'm sorry for the glare on the photo. It's kind of this glossy matte. It's kind of a weird um, finish to it because it was a professional photograph. At the time we didn't have those digital cameras back then. They had to print them out, and so I think I had to order them and send off for them. And that night was really fun. It's interesting. We're going with a group of friends. I mean, if you have kids or have had kids or whatever and gone to prom, you usually go as a group or whatever. Technically, we didn't go as a group. We just met up as a group, and we decided we were gonna rent this hotel room, and we are gonna have this party after the prom. And yeah, the hotels were onto that. So my friend had actually reserved the room, and then when we get there, she was the only one allowed upstairs. So yeah, that turned into a no-go. So we ended up just going home. We're kind of boring even today, honestly. But yeah, that was a it was a bit of a bust. The dance itself was fine. I think our theme was actually city lights, which is the behind us in the photograph. You can see kind of a skyline. Um, the dance floor is too small. I remember that, but everybody loves to get dressed up, and I really felt like I was a Southern belle in that dress. I was so happy with that dress. I actually still have that dress in a giant Tupperware tub in my closet, if that's not ridiculous. Um, anyway, I'm still kind of piddling around with these little elements here. I have no idea why I continue to do that. It's just, it's got to be just right. Um, I decide I want a button over there. I think I come back in here and I find some more buttons, and they go in the upper right there. Again, guys, I have moved these pieces. I really should cut these pieces out. I try to speed it up and get past it, but I kind of, in some sense, I also think, you guys want to see maybe when people are thinking, maybe the thought process, or, how are we coming to these conclusions? And I don't know. Maybe you're bored. I don't know. Let me know. Put it in the comments. Anyways, because I don't think I've made any progress on this layout in the last 4 minutes. I am gluing down my happy. I'm getting pretty satisfied with at least some of the basics here. On this, in that border, that long border, pre-cut, or however you want to put it, it came with this like ticket-looking border strip. So I decided to cut some of the tickets off and add those as little elements to the page behind that love chipboard piece. I try one up there in the upper right. It just doesn't work. It's kind of too bad because I really like those tickets, but just didn't really work out. So I decide to just start gluing down the stuff that I know about. Those are when you're not really sure where to go, you just glue down the stuff you already know about. So I start gluing those down. I do decide I want to add some fiber to the buttons in a moment. I don't think I glued that down. Yeah, there I go. I'm adding some string to it. I just thought it looked a little bit strange and bare. I don't always put fiber on my buttons, but this one just struck me funny. So I go ahead and put the string in there and glue that. I'll glue that down in a moment. Yeah, there we go. I do use that glitter art glue. I get that at the, honestly, I think these ones have both have gotten at the, I've got two, and I got them both at the scrapbook conventions at the, I want to say the Heartfelt Creations booth, honestly. I do have that little metal end on it, and I shove the pin, there are those non rusting pins, and you'll see that white flower with the yellow center right underneath my tape gun there. That's actually my pin, and I have hot glued that flower to the top of that pin because just could not keep up with that pin otherwise. I would lose it. So that flower is giant, and it helps me quite a bit. So you notice here I did grab a couple of more buttons off my chipboard sheet, and I'm kind of setting those around, thinking this looks good. This may not look good. Maybe I'll piddle with it some more. I do actually take that phrase there, nowhere else I'd rather be, and put some foam tape on it. I didn't really show you in the video here, but I did pop the photograph up on some fun foam or unfun foam or whatever that stuff's called. I don't get the sticky adhesive on both sides. I'm too cheap for that, so I just get the non-sticky kind, but it's still that fun foam stuff you can get from Wally World. So I put that on the fun foam, and then I put that nowhere else I'd rather be on some foam tape. You'll notice here I'm going through those buttons and adding that string to make them, look finished. And I have placed the buttons where I want them. I'm thinking this is coming together fairly good. I actually think, guys, at the end of this video, some of my footage gets cut off. I've got this video editing software, Adobe Premiere Pro, is recommended to me by another person who does videos, and I am doing okay, but I'm not doing great. So I'm pretty certain that I somehow or other have deleted something, or I don't know, got frustrated with it at some point. So I think I don't show you the entire process. I get 99% of it, so I think it's okay. But um, so, for example, I know that I put some Mr. Huey's white, not mist, but the little spray paint stuff. I know I sprinkle some of that on here, and I'm honestly not sure if that gets in the video. You will see it, I believe, in the stills a little bit, but um, hopefully I got it. I'm just not sure. We'll see. Okay, I'm thinking that the basics looks good here, so now I'm going to throw in some enamel dots. Again, came with the collection, very robust collection. I really love Teresa Collins. It's just really elegant. Um, yep, that's it. So there you go, guys. Thanks so much.